What is anxiety? Anxiety is defined as a feeling of worry, nervousness, or unease, typically about an imminent event or something with an uncertain outcome. It is generally thought as a panic attack or anxiety attack. These types of attacks can come on fast in a matter of moments, or they can come on slowly, building steadily over hours. They can seem to take over your whole being. Your body may begin to shake, your palms may get sweaty, your heart may feel like it is racing, or like it is beating out of your chest. You may even get angry or freak out. Your mind often gets consumed by worry and fear of physical symptoms. Then you are in a full-blown panic attack. Anxiety doesn't always look like this, though. Sometimes the symptoms are tricky and can be a combination of various mental, emotional, and physical symptoms you may be unaware are even connected to anxiety. Anxiety can show up as irritability, impatience, and anger. Depression, confusion, and the inability to focus are also symptoms. Forgetfulness, yep, that is a symptom too. But why do you have these physical reactions? It is likely due to the voices in your head. The voices sound like bullies. It seems they are there to ride you to death, like they are trying to ruin your life. They are judgmental and mean. They cause you to doubt yourself. They make you feel bad, wrong, not enough, and worthless. They tell you you'll be like this forever, that you are stupid, lazy, slow, fat, dumb, ugly, and unlovable. They tell you you do not have friends and that people are unsafe, that you should do everything independently and that you are weak for needing help. They tell you to worry about others and not yourself. They tell you something is wrong with you. They tell you that the way you think, feel, look, smell, talk, act, and even are is not okay. They tell you to compare yourself to others and to judge harshly. They tell you anything they can to try to straighten you up and make you better. They even take on the form of depression and will tell you anything to break you down, prevent you from feeling okay, and sometimes they even tell you that those you love would be better without you. That's right. These voices even tell you the world would be better off without you, and maybe you should just kill yourself. These voices are relentless and at the root of all of your anxiety. When you find yourself in a situation where your bully is getting the best of you, you are in what we like to call an anxiety loop or brain loop. It is where no matter what you do, you can't get the voices to shut up or even let up. These voices are often considered stressors, or you are usually under a lot of stress when you hear them. You view the voices as part of you and think they hold some authority. So you begin to look at the world around you and blame it for these feelings. It feels as though it is the fault of these things, and if you didn't have these external things to deal with, you wouldn't have the voices to tell you how to feel about the stressors. Everything would be okay. But this is not true. You see, the voices are lying to you. Stress alone is not a problem. That's right. It is how you perceive the stress that is the issue. Studies have shown that health issues arise due to the person's belief that stress is wrong and that stress harms our bodies. The University of Wisconsin, for example, conducted a study of 30,000 Americans. Researchers asked them how much stress they'd experienced in the past year and whether they believed stress was harming their health. The researchers concluded that people in the study who were exposed to large amounts of stress and viewed the stress as harmful had a 43% higher risk of dying than people who viewed stress as a helpful response. More interestingly, those with more positive perceptions of stress had the lowest risk of death out of all involved in the study, even lower than those experiencing very little actual stress. The secret is in the voices in their heads. Their voices are not beating them up. Their voices are encouraging them and helping them conquer instead of knocking them down. These mental symptoms are not the only symptoms, of course. As we mentioned earlier, you may be suffering from many physical symptoms and not even be aware they are connected to your anxiety. Some of the most commonly associated physical symptoms of anxiety are pounding heart or increased heart rate, sweating, and trembling or shaking. These typically show up during an anxiety or panic attack. They may or may not be accompanied by rapid breathing or shortness of breath. Or you may simply feel the rapid breathing or shortness of breath as your only symptom. Side note, we are writing this during the global COVID-19 pandemic, where these two symptoms can trigger anxiety all alone as they are the main symptoms of COVID-19. Stomach problems are the most commonly overlooked symptoms of anxiety, often referred to as having a nervous stomach. A nervous stomach can include symptoms such as the feeling of having butterflies in your stomach, tightness, churning, cramping, knots in the stomach, frequent flatulence, stomach upset, nausea, or queasiness, indigestion, or rapid fullness when eating. It can also include feelings of warmth, fluttering, or a bloated feeling. You may feel like you have a pit in your stomach. Increased urination and bowel movements are also connected to anxiety. Digestive issues can lead to long-term damage, such as ulcers, and damage to the esophagus and stomach lining. If you go to a doctor for stomach issues and don't know about this connection, they may never address it. They may instead send you home with antacids or other meds that can increase stomach acid over time. In addition to digestive issues, headaches are also a common symptom of anxiety. Migraines, tension headaches, cluster headaches, chronic headaches, episodic headaches, and most importantly, idiopathic headaches are all linked to anxiety. All types of headaches, even those caused by occipital neuralgia, can be related to stress and anxiety. Insomnia or other sleep issues are next on the list. If you have difficulty falling asleep at night, waking up frequently, going back to sleep, falling asleep okay, and only sleeping for a few hours before waking up and having trouble falling back to sleep, or any combination of these or other scenarios. Some of those who suffer from sleep issues are aware that their mind won't stop running, which is the cause, but many may be completely unaware that anxiety is at the root. Another issue that is associated with sleep and anxiety is nightmares. Many suffer from nightmares that prevent good sleep. These may be flashbacks or nightmares that seem not to correlate. Some of the lesser-known symptoms of anxiety are weakness or fatigue and muscle tension or pain. Both are technically a form of the same physiological condition. Our bodies are working overtime to cope. It is not healthy for us, so we can't sustain the constant engagement with stress. Weakness and fatigue are killers for those with anxiety. The secret is that living with the bullies in your head is exhausting. You are constantly in a state of survival and stress. You spend most days just trying to get through them without breaking. There is no room for anything else. You are not taking care of yourself. Insomnia may be causing sleep issues, which compounds the problems and increases your fatigue and weakness.
Then we get to the muscle tension, affecting all parts of your body and causing horrible pain and or tenderness. Your shoulders, back, and arms are the most likely to show symptoms, but any muscles in your body are vulnerable. For many of you, this tension is chronic. Your bodies hold themselves tightly and create knots and trigger points as a result. Both knots and trigger points can cause pain that radiates away from the location, causing horrible pain throughout the body. In addition, tight muscles can pull our spines out of alignment, causing pinched nerves. They can also put undue stress on the insertion and origin of said muscles, thereby causing joint pain that is not even in the joint itself. Last but not least, anxiety is linked to a weakened immune system and higher cortisol levels, which means our bodies are not capable of their fullest healing potential when suffering from anxiety. This leaves us vulnerable to infection and with increased healing times. Anxiety symptoms checklist on our website at www.8holisticways.com. That's www, the number 8, holisticways.com. Now that you can see all of the ways anxiety is wreaking havoc on your mental, emotional, and physical health, you may be on the verge of a panic attack due to the awareness. Don't worry, there is hope. The secret to combating anxiety lies in the moments you feel it most intensely and the underlying reasons that you're feeling it all. We will discuss the in-the-moment techniques to relieve anxiety and regain control over your life a little later in this book. First, let's talk about what is at the root of anxiety. Why do some experience it and some seem to be free of the plague?
Thank you for tuning in. I would be forever grateful if you hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified when more videos drop.